urban artificial intelligence strategic thinking media platform. Offset just released a pretty solid piece of work, man. Album Kyari. It's getting great reviews. A lot of people is feeling this album. I want y'all to get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. I've been riding to this album for a couple of days, man. I let it sit for a couple of days. It's fire, in my opinion, man. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know. We got a lot of features on here. It's about 18 tracks. We got Gunna, JID, John Legend, Tezo Touchdown, Ty Dolla Sign, Key Glock, NBA Youngboy, and YFN Lucci, man. This album is riding on a scale from 1 to 10. I gotta get us about an 8.8, man. This is a pretty good album, solid quality. Not a whole lot of skips here, and it got 18 songs, man. But I don't just want to speak on this album. I had to give it a quick review. I gave the Gunna album a review as well. I gave it a 8.7 or 9 or something around that area. It was a good album as well. Now, I do want to show these artists love, and I want to talk to y'all about the quality of their albums. But this episode is about a little bit more than that, all right? These two albums being released is kind of proof of something that's been a lot of talk about recently in the hip hop space. When you talk about who is the leaders of the culture, is it the West Coast? Is it the South? Who is it? Who the leaders in the culture, man? I know during the Kendrick and Drake battle, because that's where this conversation was kind of reignited, right? When Kendrick beat Drake, everybody said the West Coast is on top. It was their time. But I gotta tell y'all something, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for some of y'all, but I gotta keep it real. The South is still running hip hop. The South is still the cultural leaders. The South still leads the sound in hip hop. It is what it is, and a couple of reasons why. Not only Offset's album, not only Gunna's album, but I think y'all are forgetting about the Clipse album as well. Virginia is the South. The Clipse do have a Southern sound. Pharrell, who is from Virginia as well, on every single track. Get in the comments and let me know. Y'all can disagree with me. I actually want to smoke because I think my theory, it covers all bases, all right? Now, salute to the West Coast. They did have a run. For me to sit here and act like what Kendrick did wasn't absolutely special, I would be a hater, I would be a liar, and I would be disingenuous to my platform and to hip hop as a whole. However, that run, I really don't think it was as strong as a lot of people think, and it didn't last as long as a lot of people think. Listen, Kendrick Lamar is a great artist, but I think what he did was more about dismantling Drake than it was putting the West Coast on top. Did he drop an incredible album with the West Coast sound called GNX? Yes. And he brought a lot of attention back to a new West Coast sound. And I can appreciate that because I'm still writing the GNX myself. But when we talk about what genre has a complete 360 chokehold on the culture, it's the South. All right, it's the South, and there's no question about it. Let me explain why I feel that way. All right, because again, when the Kendrick and Drake battle happened, everybody's eyes was on the West. And in my opinion, it was more about Kendrick Lamar. When you look at what Kendrick Lamar did, it was a couple of smaller artists who got big time looks off of this. But when you look at what the South is doing with Gunna and Offset and the Clipse as well, the numbers are there. The sales are there. They're selling 80, 90,000, 70,000 first week. We only seen Kendrick doing that during this West Coast reign, man. We didn't see a whole lot of other West Coast artists doing that. Another thing I want to talk about is the sound. All right, the sound. The Clips have that boom bap sound, y'all. It's been a minute since the South has dominated on all fronts, which is what the South is doing now. You got the club music, you got the crunk music, you got the high energy music with Lil Baby and Offset. But for the South to also be dominating on a boom bap level with Clips, with the deep introspective lyrics, I don't know if this has happened since the Outkast era. Since the Outkast era. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And that's for the South to be dominated on both phases. We got the mumble rap. And I understand how that can have been an annoyance to other type of hip hop connoisseurs. But listen, that can no longer be an excuse. That can no longer be a flaw, a quote unquote flaw in the South's resume. It can no longer be a chink in the South's armor when we have that. We have the party vibes, we have the drug vibes, we have the high energy vibes, but we also got the deep introspective artists too. Not only Clipse, but artists like JID. Let's not forget JID. Let's not forget what he's been doing this year. A straight up lyricist out of Atlanta doing his thing. All right. Again, the South covering all bases. All right, didn't even talk about Playboy Cardi. All right, he's doing something completely different. Whether you're a fan of his aesthetic or not, whether you're a fan of his music or not, the music that he's making is different. It sounds completely different. He don't sound like no other Atlanta artist. Everybody from the South is coming with their own swag, with their own style. It's not a whole bunch of mumble rappers who sounding the same. All right, that was the South's Achilles heel for a long time. Even when they was dominating the game, people would always say, oh, they watering the game down. The snap music, the dance music, the bubblegum rap. They can no longer say that with artists like JID, with artists like Clipse, who putting on for the lyrical hip hop fans. All right, you get the best of both worlds in the South. It hasn't been that way in a long time. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think about that. If I'm lying, let me know. I don't think the West Coast or the East Coast offers that wide range of dominance. Again, the South is dominating on every front. Did Kendrick Lamar dominate the battle? Yes, he did. Did he dominate the radio for a while? Yes. But it's not really any other West Coast artist that's getting a buzz to that level. It is some that did rise up with that wave hype. All the artists on G and X is doing their thing, and they all got good looks. Ralphie the Plug is putting out some good music. I'm a big fan of him. And I also got put on the hit of J3 through this too. So I'm not shitting on the West. It's definitely some artists who got on my radar from what Kendrick Lamar's doing. I can't knock that, and I can't say that it just didn't happen. But is he doing it on the level to where it makes the West eye level with the South? No, absolutely not. The South is doing too much. Offset, Gunna, we still got Future who coming out with music. We still got Lil Baby who's coming out with music. It's too much going on. The South is dominating on too many fronts at this moment to have any competitors. Now, I would say the West would be second. And I'm actually hearing that Kendrick got new music coming too. All right, so there you go. They not done. The West is not done, but right now, yeah, the South is still doing that thing, man. The South is the undefeated champions of rap right now. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Who do y'all think is the leader of the culture sonically, with fashion, with the whole urban culture? Y'all let me know, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.